Welcome guys, M.A. Gonzalez 70 here with my thoughts on the brand new Sideshow premium format Christopher Reeve Superman from the 1978 iconic movie that we all know and love. As seems to be the case with Sideshow and all its movie pieces, especially Christopher Reeve pieces, there's a lot of griping and a lot of disappointment from some collectors, and I can totally understand it. Although I'll tell you right off the bat, I'm happy with this piece. I like it. I recognize completely the faults that everyone is talking about, and I agree with them, to be honest. But in my room, in my setup, under my lighting, I think it looks great. But I have to agree with some of the complaints. So let's just get right to that. The seam, very visible under the neckline. What the hell that's about, I have no idea. It's not removable. The neck and the head are one solid piece. So why is that seam there? Shouldn't be. And, you know, I would love to hear an explanation from Sideshow. Like I said, though, in my room, under my lighting, I can't see it. You know, I don't have the best eyesight in the world, that's for sure. But it's not visible to me on display. So it doesn't bother me that much. But for the price point, and I can understand collectors having a problem with that, 100%. You know, if it just was from under the chin to about here, you could say, okay, well, it could be just a wrinkle under his chin, normal, you know, line. But the fact that it goes all the way back to the hairline, it just looks like you can remove it. And it shouldn't be there. I mean, they should have filled that in during production, painted over that, so you shouldn't be able to see that. I mean, that's just, I don't understand it. And they took their sweet time getting this to people. You know, this is, I think, 1.5 years of waiting after the pre-order for this to come out. So, yeah, I get it. The other problem people have is the likeness. Is it 100%? No, I don't think so either. The sculpt, to me, the features are sculpted correctly. I mean, his profile is 100% to me Christopher Reeve, okay? The problem starts, to me, with the paint job. What happens is the eyebrows are way too thick. And I'm going to use a piece for reference here of, to date, to me, this likeness here from a very talented sculptor, Michael Mick. I have a video on this piece in my on my channel. This to me is the best likeness of Christopher Reeve, and this is it's almost a half-scale bust. It's too bad the likeness wasn't this good. Okay, they should have hired Michael Mick to do the sculpt, the head sculpt. Because that to me, I mean, in any lighting, is Christopher Reeve. But you see the side profile, pretty similar to that. It's the head-on view, so the eyebrows are not that thick. They should be thin like they are here. Spacing between the eyes, the jaw should be as wide as it is here. Of course, guys, this is my opinion. You know, I'm not by no means an expert, but in my opinion, the jaw needs to be a little wider. The paint needs to be thinner on the eyebrows. I think the forehead is too small, I think the hairline should be brought up just a little bit. And I think you'd have a better likeness. But it's still pretty good. I mean, it's not, you're not going to look at this and go, who the hell is that? You know? Is it 100%? No. So I can understand the gripes there, but does it look like the prototype? I think it does. So you knew what you were getting there. You knew the likeness wasn't 100%. So if you ordered this and canceled it because you didn't like this likeness, I mean, to me it looked a lot, if not identical to the prototype. So, but the suit, man, is phenomenal. The sculpting on the boots, the cape. I think the cape is great. It's got the preset folds that his cape always had. The only problem, and here's the other gripe that everyone's complaining about, and I think they have a good point, is the S on the back. Looks a little sloppy. You know, the outline of the black could be better. You know, and for $600, $700 after shipping, you know, or you know, at least six bills, little things like that, man. They have to understand that collectors pay attention to this stuff. But I certainly wouldn't cancel. I still like it as overall piece. I think it's amazing. It's a good size, 1/4 scale. It looks great next to the call to action statue. No question. Again, my lighting, you know, you're looking at it from here, you don't see that line. You barely see that seam at all. So yeah. But I am not in any way, shape, or form minimizing people's concerns. And I think, come on, Sideshow, you know, you got the talented people, you got I just don't understand it. I like the S shield. It's nice and smooth, but again, the iron-on, being an iron-on, you got a little wrinkle here that, you know, again, they should have made this like a silk screen or part of the costume in some way instead of the iron-on. That's another place they could have improved that. I love the base. I think the base is nice and simple, effective, with the Superman the Movie S emblem. And it's kind of two-toned, and you can't really tell here, but it's a little darker blue here and fades up to a lighter silver color. Very nice. So yeah. So, you know, I think it's great. I'll be honest. I think it's an awesome piece. I do agree with the flaws that people are pointing out, but yeah, just looks great to me. Way better than Sideshow's first attempt, which keeps getting moved further and further back in my collection because as the years have gone by, it just has not stood the test of time for me. You know, when this came out, there wasn't a lot of Christopher Reeve stuff to compare it to, but we all know the problems with this one. Pose, especially, in likeness, also especially, but this is 50 million times better than that. I would love for Prime 1 to do a 1/3 size Reeve. They would have my money 100%. And I think they would probably do a better job with the likeness based on their past work with movie accurate portraits. So, but anyway, guys, take a good look at this. My only recommendation is if you ordered this and you're canceling it based on people's pics that they're posting online, you got to see this in person because it doesn't do it justice in pictures. And that, you know, could also lend itself to the fact that the sculpt doesn't hold up, because in pictures it should hold up if it looks that good in person. But some pieces, that's just the way it is, you know, it just looks better in person. But I would wait and see it in person before you make your own decision, because this could be a great piece in your collection. But if those flaws really get to you, by all means, do not partake. So addition size on this, I think, is 6,000. So there's gonna be plenty out there, and this isn't selling out anytime soon, that's for sure. So take your time, maybe see if you can find one in person. Go to comic shops that might have them. But if you ordered it, you know, I would wait till you get it in, take a look at it. If you don't like it, return it. But not perfect. Definitely not perfect, but damn good. Damn good. And I think if this freaking seam wasn't even pointed out to me, I don't even know if I'd notice it, but when it was pointed out, if this wasn't here, you'd be hard pressed to tell me that this isn't close to perfection. The portrait, again, isn't 100%, but it's close enough for me. But I can understand completely why that would bother a lot of collectors. But like I said, in the right lighting, not an issue. All right, guys, check out my other showcase video where it's a much more detailed tour of the whole piece. Nice and slow. A little music in the background. But check it out, and I appreciate you watching. Those are my thoughts on this guy. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to keep him front and center in my collection. And if you know anyone else does a Christopher Reeve, Prime 1 does one, which I hope they do, he'll be here too. Take care, guys. Happy holidays.